Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Arthur, better known as Joker, and I want to welcome you to another special edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit-Down. That's right, Joker is still taking over Cinema Sit-Down, and we are talking about some New York Film Festival films that we went and saw over the last couple weeks. We just talked about May, December. If you want to see my thoughts on that one, you can check them out right up there. But now we turn our attention to Bradley Cooper's second directorial feature, and a movie that I was super excited to see. Was even more surreal to see it in the room where the actual man, the myth, the legend, Leonard Bernstein, actually conducted a lot of his performances. Was pretty freaking cool. And this movie, just prep yourselves for another Oscar run for Mr. Bradley Cooper and everything that he has going with this one. What am I talking about? Why don't you pull up a chair? Take a seat. We are getting ready to dive in, spoiler-free, into Maestro. And when the trailer got dropped, Bradley Cooper caught a lot of flack for wearing a prosthetic nose. And I believe a lot of that flack came from the Jewish community. And I've seen this not just like in this scenario, but like, you know, in different areas of acting where like if the actor isn't what the person that they're portraying is, we should find someone that is. And my counter to that is an actor's job is to become whoever they need to become. I think you cross a line when you start having like white people play black people or vice versa. But if, you know, an actor isn't Jewish but has the chops to do the performance correctly, then you let that person do the performance. And the thing with the nose prosthetic, like, lots of actors wear prosthetics in movies to become more like the person that they're portraying in a biopic. This, I think, is no different. And when you hear Leonard Bernstein's kids, all three of his kids were at this screening. They talked before the movie. His eldest daughter just went on and on about how absolutely phenomenal Bradley Cooper has been through the whole process in becoming their dad and representing his story and their mother's story and their love story correctly on screen, and the care in which he has taken with both his performance and with the movie as the director. Like when you see that man's three kids that excited about what Bradley Cooper has done in bringing their father's life to the screen, that's all that should matter. So, in my opinion, when I saw the trailer, I didn't even think twice about the fact that Bradley had a prosthetic nose on. And to be honest, that prosthetic makes Bradley completely disappear in this movie. His performance is so pitch perfect Leonard Bernstein. He is Leonard Bernstein. And without the prosthetic nose, I don't think the illusion would have worked as well. But with the prosthetic nose, you literally can't see Bradley Cooper in the movie, and he is Leonard Bernstein. And that should be all that matters. Like, knowing that he has went about this process with the utmost respect, that's where, that's what should matter. And that's what you get here. I was blown away with what Bradley Cooper did with Maestro. And like I said, it was very surreal to be in David Geffen Hall, which is the hall where he conducted the New York Philharmonic many, many a time, was so surreal to kind of be in the room. And David Geffen Hall does make it into the movie in one scene, and like you see it and you're like, I'm sitting right in those seats right now. And the main person who Bradley communicated with at Lincoln Center to come, was also there, and he spoke and talked about how this has been a 5+ year process for Cooper. He had reached out ways back, wanted to come, like, get a tour, see the room, see where Bernstein would be, and then he would just come. And the guy was saying, is like, I never expected to have, like, Bradley Cooper's number, like, so often show up in my phone, but, it'd be like the end of a night. Hey, is it cool if I sneak in for the second half of the show or whatever? Like, in that seat that I'm always in after I put my girls down. It was really cool to hear how much Cooper put in before this process started. Becoming, studying, going to David Geffen Hall a lot, spending time with Bernstein's family. Like, all of this stuff you don't see on screen just enhances what's on screen when you know how far Cooper went and the lengths he went to make this perfect. And that's the type of filmmaker that Bradley Cooper is cementing himself as. He is a guy that cares about getting it right. And whatever you got to do to get it right, that's the commitment and the lengths that Cooper will go, both behind the camera and on screen. And with this one, oh man, it's like we're just going to talk about Bradley Cooper pretty much this whole video, because he's obviously one of the two writers, along with his writing partner, Josh Singer. And this is a story, I know Leonard Bernstein as the composer. I didn't know a lot about Leonard Bernstein's personal life. And I don't want to spoil anything in case you guys don't know a lot about Leonard Bernstein's personal life. But he has a very, very, very unique relationship with his wife, played by the unbelievable Carey Mulligan, Felicia. She's about half the movie is Carey Mulligan, which I didn't anticipate per se. But the relationship between Leonard and Felicia is very unique. And it was one of these things where, like, the movie started, and I was like, I thought, what? Wait, huh? I thought this was a real major aspect of this movie is this love story. And where it opens, I wasn't ready for anything about their relationship. But like Bernstein's kids said, the care that Cooper takes in navigating this very intricate, complex relationship. You just feel it every step of the way. And the script that him and Singer have allow you to kind of present this in a way where you're not only understanding and feeling what Leonard Bernstein is feeling and going through throughout the course of the movie, but also what Felicia's going through and how she navigates these waters and what she can put up with and can't put up with, and how, no matter what type of adversity comes along the way for both of these characters, the way that they handle it and overcome it, and at the end of the day, the pure love between the two of them still exists and is what cements that relationship. It was unique but beautiful to watch, and I really did enjoy the script. I thought it did such a great job of letting you get that Bernstein flavor. You know, that there's a whole scene where we get to see Cooper go full conductor mode, and there are moments where, you know, one of the cool things with the script is the script kind of takes on this almost fantastical storytelling motif where you kind of, depending on what part of Bernstein's life you're in and what he was doing with the music so influences how Cooper navigates and brings us through this behind the camera. But the screenplay incorporates fantastical elements at times that kind of give you a Broadway feel, or when you're early on in his, you know, career, where he's, you know, the guy who composed West Side Story, right? And then as you get to go to him conducting and taking over the New York Philharmonic and all that stuff, the way that the music is able to influence scenes and the types of way the scenes are laid out on the page, I just thought was so cool. And then Cooper takes all of that and puts it into a blender that comes out through how he's capturing it on screen, where, like, you know, you're going through, oh man, all the different shows that Bernstein had kind of touched, and you get this almost like Broadway musical number to kind of illustrate the different things that he had touched in that part of his life. As he becomes more of a conductor and we get to see more of that and what's going on, like, it all vibes and merges and meshes into this thing that is not just a straightforward biopic. It has these flourishes of extravagance and like I said, like musicality and stuff. And it's so cool to watch, specifically in the first half of the movie. And on the back half, yeah, it's a little bit more of a traditional biopic vibe. But again, the thing that I really love is that Cooper lets Bernstein's music drive everything that he's doing behind the camera. And then when you're looking at his performance, same thing. The music, depending on the scene, can impact the performance. But just Cooper's full commitment to Leonard Bernstein is unmatched. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of these things where you see this guy just lean all in. He disappears on camera. He is Leonard Bernstein. And they showed shots of Bernstein at the end of the movie conducting, and like, you think about what Cooper was doing, and he nails it. And the joy that comes out of him when he's doing things in the world of music, like, it's one of the things that you can understand from Felicia's standpoint, that, like, you're just drawn to. You know, he's got this magnetic energy to him. And how Cooper handles being the conductor or composer. And the thing that I really like is that stuff is in there, but the chunk, the meat, the heart of the story in the movie is really that relationship between Leonard and Felicia. And how that is always present, whether it's ups or downs or the things that they're going through, is just so well done. And Cooper is flawless in the role. Like I said, he completely disappears. And then Carey Mulligan, she's on Joaquin Phoenix levels for me. Like, every time this woman is on screen, nominate her for an Oscar. She is mind-blowing in this movie. I mean, one, the chemistry between her and Cooper is electric. And the other thing that I love about Cooper behind the camera, he knows how to give so much to his female co-leads. Like, it's not just about him. You know, you saw it with Gaga, and Gaga really is your lead, so to speak, in Star is Born. But here, Felicia is your lead female, but your supporting character to what's going on with Cooper. And it's one of those things where you watch her and you see what she, like, how much is given to her and how Cooper takes care of that behind the camera. I just love how he props up his female leads in his movies. And Mulligan just knocks it out of the ballpark. I mean, from the emotional things that she is dealing with to, just navigating things that she has going on in her life, specifically down the back third of the movie. Everything that she is doing is just brilliant. And I love how you get to see them meet and you go through like that energy that exists early and how that energy changes and morphs as the movie goes on is just fascinating, both from a story and from an acting perspective. And I was absolutely blown away with both of them. Now, Maya Hawke plays Jamie Bernstein, the oldest of the three kids. She's the one that really kind of is the only one that gets any real screen time or performance time. And she's very, very good. And getting to see Jamie talk before the movie really kind of informed a lot of, like, Maya Hawke is dead on. And that's the thing that I think that Cooper gets here from everybody. Whether it's Matt Bomer or Sarah Silverman or anybody else that comes in through this movie, they're all giving this genuine, honest performance that feels just true to form to the people that are being represented on the screen. And that's all you can really ask for in a biopic, let alone one that just has an energy that's so enjoyable to watch. And the way that Cooper goes in and out of black and white to color, depending on certain things that are going on, like, this thing is so artistic. And Cooper's eye, his cinematic eye, that was the first thing I thought of when I came out of A Star is Born. It's like, wow, this guy has a hell of a cinematic eye. I can't wait for the next feature. And this movie does the same thing. His cinematic eye is so good. And the way that he can tell a story visually is just so unique. And one of the things that I'm starting to learn 2 movies in that is a really, really strong thing for Cooper, transitions. And the transitions in this movie are insane. Like, the way you can go from one scene to a next, whether it's just characters walking through a door or the camera actually moving or doing something. Every transitional element in this movie is flawless and spectacular. And, like, I sit here and I can't wait to see what Cooper does next, man. Like, the way he treats his actors, specifically, like I said, his female leads, and, like, props them up just as much as he's propping himself up. The way that he's able to both act and direct, like, it's just phenomenal. And then when you come to the score and the soundtrack, everything that is in the movie is Leonard Bernstein. And that is the thing that I love the most, man. The movie drives it, and it's driven by Bernstein all the way through. And it really is such a wonderful capturing of a human's life. And such a true to form telling of that story. And getting to hear, like I said, his kids say that before the movie started, and, like, them excited, like, you were in for such a special treat. It really was a special treat. Bradley Cooper is something special. He is a guy you got to keep your eye on behind the camera. His directing career is going to far exceed what he's done on camera as an actor. And when he's doing both, it's just as impressive, man. I mean, this is, for me, one of his best performances he's ever put down. Easy. So let's get the Jokers up and give this bad boy a score. This is a movie that starts, runs, and ends all with Bradley Cooper and Leonard Bernstein. And the love that you feel from Cooper toward Bernstein and his story is present through the whole movie. The respect in which he takes you through this journey. That is a very, it's not a traditional relationship between, Leonard and Felicia. And seeing this non-traditional relationship played out on screen and handled with such care. There so many people could vilify, or take liberties with things, and you don't feel that from Cooper. Everything that's happening feels sincere, feels honest. from everything behind the camera to what's on the page to what's happening on screen. And on screen, Cooper is phenomenal. Mulligan is phenomenal. They really are the two that carry this whole movie, but whether it's Maya Hawke or Sarah Silverman or Matt Bomer, anybody that pops up, you get 100% from them. And Cooper really knows how to elevate his actors and elevate his screenplay and elevate, the movie when the score is something that needs to drive it. And what he does creatively behind the camera, whether it be transitional or how he uses the music to inform the scene, black and white to color, everything in this one is working for me. You should not be shocked at all when I say, for the second time in Bradley Cooper's career, I'm going 5 out of 5. Well, first time in Bradley's, it's 5 out of 5 Jokers, but another 5 out of 5. This dude just creates pure perfection for me when it comes to film. And I love watching him both on camera, but even more so behind the camera. I can't wait to see what he does next. 5 Jokers for Joker. Now, the question is, what about you guys? If you've gotten a chance to see Maestro, its American debut was at New York Film Festival. It obviously has been at a couple other festivals, so if you had a chance to see it, no spoilers, but let me know what you're thinking. What did you enjoy from both the directing aspect to the acting portrayals? Anything you got, good, bad, indifferent there. And if you haven't seen it, have we enticed you? Are you excited? Do you want to see it? If you're someone who had a negative response to seeing Cooper in a prosthetic nose, has how I've talked about the film and how Bernstein's children have talked about the film, has that changed your mind at all? Is it something that's going to make you not watch the movie? Anything that you guys got, whether you've seen it or not, good, bad, indifferent on Maestro, put it down below in the comment section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with Joker, as we got 2 more movies to talk about, maybe a couple trailer reaction videos. I don't know. We'll see. I've taken over the Cinema Sit-Down. But if you want to join the Joker for some more, you want to see what the C-Man's up to when he's back, well, hey, come join C-Maniac Nation. It's super easy. Just jump over there, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time, for the C-Man's Cinema Sit-Down, I have been the Joker, and I'm signing off. Peace! Oh, you guys are still here. You snuck up on me. You must be looking for more of this guy. Well, I got 2 video options for you, man. Right up here and right over here. And if you want all those C-Man goodies, well, hey, come join the squad right on over there, and I'll catch you on the next one.